Hey there, welcome to a new album review, and today we have Propellerheads, which is actually very interesting because I have no idea how I even got to them. Like, I've always had this faint idea that know they were, I guess, because I always assumed they were a band, but I honestly don't, remember anything. I don't even remember why I got interested in them to begin with. I honestly have no idea, how I even came across this thing, but the fucking deed is done, so yeah, I guess I had to listen to them, whatever, and I did, and I decided to listen to their self-titled, which was actually really fucking interesting because when I was on the Wikipedia, I was like, oh, okay, 3 EPs, 1 album. I went to, other websites like Rate Your Music, and it was like, okay, 3 EPs, 1 album, cool. I'm gonna go for the self-titled, because it's right in the middle, it's not a full album, whatever, there also seemed to be a lot of overlap between songs, between EPs and whatnot, and I just thought, you know what, okay, this one seems to be the best one, I guess, right, because it's the self-titled, of course it has to be the best, I assume, and I honestly was convinced this album didn't even exist, because I was online, I was searching and everything, and just the fucking Wikipedia, right, had the fucking thing and everything, there are basically people talking about it and whatnot, but I could not find any CD or anything like that, so I was like, wait, does this even exist? These people fever dream it into existence? What the hell's going on? So I'm not even sure if it actually exists. So I'm just gonna go and say that it does, but yeah. Now this small EP has 5 songs basically, and it's pretty short, I would say 20 something minutes. It's almost like half an hour, but doesn't reach half an hour, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, look, this is pretty much like a big beat basically. Lots of beats, lots of bass. The bass lines here are pretty much the main thing, with the exception of the last 2 songs, because this EP is a bit weird in the sense that the first 3 songs are very normal, in the sense of being very bass focused. There's a lot of beats and there's a lot of different sounds here and there, but the other 2 songs, the last 2, are, the 4th song, Props Got Most Skills, is basically just a beatbox, actual beatboxing, for some reason, and the last song, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember it, but it's also in that vein of things, I think. I'm gonna be honest, actually, I don't remember what it is. I just heard it, by the way. I literally just finished hearing it, and I have no idea what it is, actually. So, yeah, I would say that those 2 songs are a bit on the rougher side, I would say, but the first 3 songs are really good. I think the first 3 songs, especially the bass lines, the first lines are very groovy, right? It's something that I enjoyed quite a lot. There's a lot of obviously I like my bass, and even then a lot of the different different sounds here and there are also very interesting, and they definitely do contribute to the song. However, I will also say, even those songs, there's something about Propellerheads here, at least in this EP, that, just like how I pretty much forgot the last song already, I don't remember much of the songs themselves. I remember what they were about, and I remember the parts I enjoyed, or I remember what I enjoyed from them, but I don't remember specifically what they are about, or I don't remember specifically the songs themselves. It's just very bizarre. I think this is the first time I actually listened to an EP, and right after I'm just sitting there I don't remember anything I heard. I literally don't remember anything I heard. It's very look, don't get me wrong, the bass lines especially are really good, but I think everything else about the music is just I think it's really flashy in a sense, right? In the sense that it's the songs really just, you sit there and you go, oh, this is really cool, but then after the song is done, you just kind of go, okay, next thing, and then it's not like you actually sit there and oh, that song was really good and I want to think about, it was just okay, it's done, next thing, and it feels a lot like that, so you end up just sort of not really, like the song doesn't like really stick with you, or the music doesn't really stick with you. And that's something else that I found that interesting when I was hearing the songs, as good as the bass line was and as good as the sounds were and everything. And like there's nothing wrong with the songs, but I always got this sense that the quality varied between the song, like within the song itself, to the point where like I would enjoy a portion, but then I would be like, oh, okay, now it's getting way too repetitive, right? And then I would just kind of like sit there and wait for something to happen, and then I'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then, like way too repetitive again, right? I don't know, it's just like something about it, and then it's just like, it, in terms of sound, it was very like rough around the edges, for sure. It was very, again, like it varies in quality, because some moments I feel like they're very like clean, I guess, even for the quality, the audio quality that it had. But then in others, I'm like, it sounds very busy, it sounds very noisy and everything. It doesn't like feel good to hear, I guess, if I had to like say. So yeah, I don't know, like it's all very just like very bizarre, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to, cause, look, I did, if I were to put this on the background, I would actually be very happy, except for the last two songs. Like, again, the last two songs, look, I appreciate putting a beatbox song in your CD and everything, but let's face it, it just wasn't that great. Yeah, basically, like, the first three songs is really like where it's at, but even then, like, if you put those on the background, I'm gonna be really happy. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't be able to tell you like anything specific to them like I can with a lot of other music, you know what I mean? It's just like they're lacking that something. I think the best way of describing them is like, essentially, it's like they composed one part and then they moved on to the next part and then they moved on to the next part, as if it's just like, oh, like imagine when you're fucking, hearing guitar or whatever, you compose one riff or whatever, or one chord progression, and then you move on to the next chord progression, then you move on to the next chord progression, and then you move on, and it's just like, it feels a lot of like isolated chord progressions that sure sound cool on their own, but when you put them all together, it's just like, I mean, cool, good for you, but it's like people are gonna have fun listening to them, but they're not gonna, like, nothing is gonna stick out. Like, they're not gonna remember what you essentially just did. And I think that here is a lot on that vein. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't even know. Like, I know that this is a band, and I know, like, I knew their name. You know what I mean? But I don't like know anything about them, or at least I don't think I do. So it's just very bizarre that I even like came across them. I don't know. Like, I guess today is just a very bizarre day. Either way, I think that's it for me when it comes to this EP. I might go back to like some other thing, or other projects that this group has put out. I don't know. But yeah, as far as Vibe Meter goes, I'm honestly gonna rate this a let's say 7 out of 10. I guess that's how I'm feeling. I mean, I think it's fair. 7 out of 10, it's pretty decent, honestly. It might be too high, but I think for now, 7 out of 10 is pretty good. And I'll see you tomorrow with another album review.